Good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on when you guys are watching this. My name is Ryan over at Magnum Sports, and today we got a really fun review for you all on the DR920 Shadow Systems pistol. But before we get to that review, if you guys would go ahead, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. That way you guys are up to date on any new video or product reviews we are releasing on the YouTubes. So, I have two firearms here. We're going to clear them both out real quick. I have the Shadow Systems DR920, and I have your standard Gen 5 Glock 17. I think it's only appropriate to compare the two, as they are inevitably very similar guns. So the DR920, we're going to walk kind of through this gun, and we'll walk from top to bottom. So the slide work, phenomenal. You guys have a pretty lightweight slide, pretty fast. You guys can get these milled out all kinds of different ways. But generally speaking, the slide work seems to be really well put together. We have rounded off edges on the slide, so great for holster work. You guys are going to notice right away the sights on these guns, on the Shadow System guns, are phenomenal. They're great. So you have an all black rear sight, which I personally enjoy. And then you're going to have a high vis yellow dot sight. And it also has a tritium insert in it, so those low light conditions are not so much of an issue for you all. You guys are going to see here we got this bronze-like barrel, very sharp looking. It kind of adds to the gun. It's kind of a Gucci look. You guys can see the serrations. They're all cut at an angle as opposed to straight vertical. I like the look of it. However, the edges do not seem nearly as sharp as they do on the Glock 17. And with training, I'm sure you'll be perfectly fine. They're operable, no questions asked, but they do look sleek. This particular DR920 we have sitting here has the plate, so we can add a optic if we so choose. As we move our way down, you guys are going to see the ergonomics of the gun are really quite comfortable, and you can switch out a number of different parts to make it fit you just a little bit better. The magazine release is plenty accessible. You're not going to have any issues dropping mags into your dump pouch or onto the ground, however you do it. I do like they provide you in the case with the gun a nice little extra magazine well, even though without this piece you take it off, it still has an integrated mag well, so it's very easy to load this weapon to get your magazines to seat into the frame of the pistol. The actual texturing on the grip is phenomenal. It's sandpaper-like, but it's not to the point to where it's uncomfortable for you to carry it at the appendix carry or the 4 o'clock position. You would be able to comfortably carry this gun all day. The trigger guard has double undercut, which I really like. It almost tells you that your grip is proper. It's just a way of reinforcing that proper grip. I really enjoy that. You guys will notice there's a light rail, just like on many Glock models as well. And then lastly, you have an upgraded trigger. So let's go ahead and give this trigger a squeeze and see where we're at. So you end up with quite a bit of movement before you hit the wall. Maybe 5 millimeters, 6 millimeters of movement. I'm at the wall, a little bit of sponginess, about another 2 millimeters of movement before the trigger actually breaks, but not bad. Very, very clean and fluid back reset. About 2 millimeters of traffic, and we should be firing. Yeah, nice little trigger. Okay, that's the DR920. Now we have a standard Glock 17 here, and I brought it for a reason. I want to take this gun and make it what the Shadow System gun is, right? What we're seeing here. So let's go ahead and shop it a little bit and see where we end up. So the first thing I notice on the Glock 17, standard Glock 17, Gen 5, we need to replace the sights with some decent sights. So I got my phone pulled up here, and I kind of bookmarked some of the stuff I would prefer. So I just went with the standard Glock OEM night sight. And you're looking at 90 bucks on Amazon, right? So we're at the cost of the gun, let's call it closer to 650 bucks for the gun. Now we're at 750 bucks by the time we get sights on it, right? So we're at $750. What else? We need a new barrel. We're gonna put in a KKM barrel. and we're at $185 there. So now we're at $885. By the time we're done shipping everything, let's just call it an even 2, so we're at $900. Now let's go ahead and throw in a trigger. So an Apex trigger, currently $150. So we're already at $1,050 on this gun. Okay, those are just a few parts that I would drop into this gun to make it comparable to this gun. Again, nothing wrong with the standard Glock. It is the standard for a reason. Few things we're still missing, guys. I would do a stipple job to my Glock 17. So, you know, add 50 to 75 bucks for something like that. Let's assume 70 because I'd get the undercut on the trigger guard as well, and then a mag well. You guys can pick up a cheap mag well on like Amazon Prime for like 35 bucks, but to put a good mag well on, you're looking at 75, 80 to 100 bucks. So all things considered, you guys are going to be sitting to get your Glock to where the Shadow Systems gun currently is. You guys are going to be in it all of $1,200, no questions. Here you're in it $1,000, right? So also you have to start worrying about warranty. This gun will have its warranty because it came with all these parts. You're avoiding a lot of warranty work on this gun because you've replaced the trigger, the barrel, the sights. The sights aren't a big deal. But just the trigger and the barrel, that will void your warranty on those items. So the next thing we're going to do is the fun part. We're going to head back to the range here at Magnum, and we're going to go ahead and shoot the DR920, and we're going to see how it holds up. Hopefully it does well, because I really like the way the gun feels. I like the way the gun looks. It does all those things really well. Hopefully it shoots as well as it looks and feels. So let's head back to the range and see how it goes. First, we'll test the accuracy of the DR920. I'll do it at 21 feet and 50 feet. And we'll see where we're at. Not a problem. The gun's right on, right out of the box. So no need to push heights or anything like that. Let's go ahead and see how quick we are with the gun. Not horrible. Trigger's a little bit longer than I like it to be, but that's just because I don't normally shoot polymer guns this way. Give it a couple more. Short mag. So the gun shoots fine. It's exactly what I would expect from an updated Glock. It's a lot of fun. It's a great little range gun. It's easy with that big yellow dot to acquire the front sight. No issues there. The rear sight being blacked out, really like it. The ergonomics, the way it fits in your hand, really comfy. You guys, again, this is a gun that you guys could pick up and tentatively take straight to the range, have a great day at the range. A gun for the bed stand. If you're a big enough person, a gun to carry by all means. Just a really well-built platform. So we'll take it back upstairs. We'll close out the day. The gun shoots really well. It's comfortable. It's everything you want it to be. And it's actually cheaper than upgrading your Glock 17 to a similar like profile. So all right, guys, so we're back from the range and we are happy, right? For an everyday range gun, I think this is a great option. Maybe for a home defense gun, something sitting by the bed in a safe or something like that, great gun. Ideal carry gun really depends on how big of a person you are, right? Like some people would get away with carrying a Glock 17 or a DR920. Some people would not be so lucky, okay? Just smaller framed, they'd be printing a lot. It really wouldn't be an effective concealed carry gun. But when we're considering just going to the range, having a fun day on the range, doing some tactical training outside the waistband stuff, the DR920 is a really good value for how much gun you're getting. We talked about upgrading the Glock 17 and you'd be in it quite a bit more. But you could just go to the store, drop $1,000 and grab yourself a gun that's ready to go for you. Maybe add a red dot if that's your thing. I get it. You know, add a little Holosun 50T or 508T, excuse me, something like that, and you'd be in pretty good shape. You'd probably have a gun that you really enjoy shooting a whole bunch. So is it worth it? Yeah, I think it is. So many gun manufacturers are doing great things today, and to be honest, I'm really grateful that Glock lost their patent on the Gen 3 Glock. I shouldn't say lost it, gave it away basically, because it allowed all these other companies to start making guns like the Shadow Systems DR920. And guys, they're doing a great job, a bang up job, and you guys can now get an affordable upgraded gun that you can be confident as an introduction gun to USPSA, IDPA, any sort of competition shooting. In addition, just a fun everyday range gun, an outside the waistband gun, or a home defense gun for $1,000. That's pretty impeccable. And I really am impressed. Also, I know I've mentioned it before, I'll mention it again. These things are made in Texas by good American people. So we're always supporting companies like that. So Shadow Systems, well done. The DR920, thumbs up. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and continue to watch. If you haven't done so and you made it all the way through, please go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell for me. As always, guys, shoot straight, have fun, stay safe, and we look forward to seeing you guys at Magnum Sports.